Thank you for listening to this recorded slide deck. This is for the EDEB 0044 course with Alain Paulson. So thank you, Professor Alain. Regarding the course that we took today with you, inspired me to generate, and it was also from the previous session with Evelyn on Adobe Express AI. So it's kind of the courses are flowing into one another. So you both inspired me today to start leveraging some AI generated images for course content, which will eventually evolve into something larger. So let's get started. Sorry if this is a bit small. I literally captured this from the Word document. So my personal learning plan for future of AI-enabled education. My overall goals for a cognitive domain, something that I'd like to learn better. I think my prompting in general for Copilot and AI in general is needed, but I'd like to streamline that for uh, Microsoft Copilot. As well as learn more about the functionality of Adobe Express AI. My activity is to practice Dabble, uh, using horses, dogs, and eventually course content using Adobe Express AI. And there's prompts in there. There's prompts engines. Plus, you can also use elements and different types of functionality and use the knowledge derived from Evelyn's um, workshop, which was creating visuals using Adobe Express. And the second part, she showed us AI. So I want to go back and watch the video on that. I want to start it around July 10th after everything's said and done at my end for, course curriculum and getting everything all set up and being in the middle of summer courses as well. So I think July 10th is a good starting point. For the second point, which is a skill psychomotor domain. Sorry if I'm doing this verbatim almost. Something that I hope that I'll do better, fingers, toes crossed, is my goal is to be able to create better AI images. Because you'll see in the next slide some elementary versions of it. One that's kind of kiddish and fun, and the other one that's, a little bit more streamlined. So I want to make sure that I'm using prompting properly for images that ties into course learning outcomes. So get a little silly at the beginning by, learning to play in the same sandbox of cognitive, and then move to that really creating better images, stronger images that are truly tied to the course learning outcome. And then looking at creating, maybe a banner using Adobe Express AI and be able to continuously prompt it and revise it and use it in announcements, PowerPoint slides, making sure it's all seamless, or not seamless, but rather cohesive in the course learning outcome, and visually appealing for the learner as well. Timing, I might be a little aggressive here with August 1st. Maybe I should have put August 10th, but I'm going away, for a good couple of weeks in August. So I'm hoping that this is the right timeline, but I'm not going to beat myself up if I have to push this out by a month. My attitude, disposition domain, something that I value. First of all, my goal is always to be inclusive, to be mindful of my learner, of learners in general, of different abilities, making universal design learning, but also decolonize education through images. Why do we always have to have things in the written word? We can express things verbally, and this is where, Ellen, I really, really appreciate you giving me and others a different forum to submit our assignment. Um, it also gave me more confidence in my abilities to communicate AI to my learners, other faculty, how to cite it properly. Hopefully I did in the next following slides. You'll tell me otherwise. And I did use, by the way, Copilot on how to APA cite properly. So you will let me know if I did it right or not. What else was there here? If I'm on the third column, second row, activity, incorporate. So actually do it. Create those AI, play in the sandbox, those images, have some fun, do silly stuff, get to the point where it ties into the course learning outcomes, and then now start putting it in the slide deck and communicating it, and also trying to be more mindful of AODA compliance, making sure that there's text behind it. And I know PowerPoint's also an AI tool that has designer tool in there as well. And also, I'd like to eventually teach learners of how to prompt properly and incorporate their images in their slide decks to me when they present, and making sure it's all cohesive with the course learning outcomes. And eventually, maybe even get them to create an infographic, right? It could be just in a slide deck for now, but then it can be transferred into an infographic and other different mediums. So starting point, September 5th, now that I look at that, might be closer to January 5th, 2025, but hey, you never know. Again, I'm not going to beat myself up on that. So here are some examples. First of all, the one on the far left is not AI generated. This was from Evelyn's earlier course on how to use Adobe Express, which I have the full version myself. Do you think I went in there and explored? No. Um, yeah, I haven't used all of Adobe, so I would love to see more workshops on that. AI as well, from you, Evelyn, Jesselyn, everyone, because you're all fabulous. So the first one is a non-AI generated image using Adobe Express, and this was done in class with Evelyn. It was fun. It was a little silly. I was getting a little hungry, so threw in a meal in there. And then I played around on my own with the AI generated Adobe Express AI tool. I made it kind of simple because we talked at the very beginning about classical music in general. We were talking about music. So I thought, okay, well, create a, morning, um, subdued type of environment, a violin on a chair with lots of wood in the background. So that's what I got. I think I tried a couple of times and tried to refine it a little bit more. So I think that was the last one that I did in terms of prompting. Could have prompted some more, but we had to go on break. I was hungry, as you can see from the image on the left. Um, the figure 3. This is where she showed us how to properly use Adobe Express AI. So you can see that it's a little bit more refined, but it's also very different. I could have, prompted further and added some elements and other things that Evelyn had shown, but I was inspired by Dora Maar's photographic style. Just encountered her today. So I just did a basic, very very simple, create a woman using Dora Maar's photographic style. Um, what prompted me further was the photographic style. So I could have added further things, and it was interesting that it incorporated Art Deco. So I think it was reading a little bit from earlier because I did mention Art Deco. So first one, not art AI generated. The other two are, and one is Adobe. The second one is Adobe Express AI, and the third one is actually Copilot AI. Okay, so and I forget if I had used Precise or not. I think I left it on Precise for Copilot on the third. I just wanted to give you a visual of what I'm playing with because I like to play in the sandbox first and then get it more professional. Here is my references. Please let me know if I did it correctly. Got Copilot to spit out APA format for me, and I just added in the added, what the image is itself. So anyway, Thank you for listening. I hope I pass. Cheers.